Day 29 of 50 days of trash. And today's actually kind of double or triple special, I guess. and honestly, it probably deserves a day of its own. But I don't know. Somehow it felt like I was cheating. So the first, and this was actually pretty big, but I think when I tell you what it is, you'll understand why it felt like I was cheating. I have a dishwasher. I have a new dishwasher as of this morning. And I had the other one, and actually the other one isn't that old. I don't remember exactly when I got it. I think maybe 6 years ago. It was pre-COVID, so I think maybe 6 years ago is when I got it, which I didn't really think was that old, but it has not been working right for, I don't know, probably 2 years. So I went, when it quit working right, it was one of those things, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. I couldn't quite figure out what it was. I couldn't get it to reset. So I've been washing my dishes mainly by hand for almost a couple of years. And but last year I thought, you know what, this is silly. I'm going to get it repaired because, I felt like I really wanted to get it repaired rather than replace it. It seemed wasteful and it wasn't really that old. So I had them come out and they looked at it, and it cost a couple of $100 for them to look at it. And they told me at the time, they said, it needs some extra parts and some things, but we think we have it fixed. We can completely fix it, but if we do, we have to get these extra parts, and then it will cost close to $400, which is pretty close to the cost of a new dishwasher. So I'm like, well, let's just see how this works. And so it did. It worked beautifully for a couple of weeks. And then after that, it started shutting off again. And at that point, I thought, well, I don't really, I just spent a couple $100, and then to spend $300 or $400 more dollars, I'd rather just go ahead and buy a new one. But that's always a little bit of a dilemma for me, because I do feel like I hate to just throw something away, especially something really big like that, going in a dumpster or whatever they do with it. And again, I paid for them to take the old one away, and maybe they recycle it. I hope they do. I don't know. But so they took that away. So that in and of itself was a big deal. So that I think would be fair game to count as one day of trash, but it did sort of seem like cheating. So I went back and I was going through my office a little bit, and this is another one of those things that's just kind of hard to do, and you're gonna think that this is kind of crazy. All right, so this is insurance information that I have, health insurance information, and I have boxes of health insurance information going back for years. And so, I've mentioned a few times I've had cancer. I've had cancer twice. And I can tell you, when you have cancer, that is, first of all, the treatments are so expensive. And you are going to doctors constantly. I had surgery, and then you have all of the follow-ups from the surgery, and then I had like these medications, hormone medications I was taking, and I had radiation that I was taking. And so there were times where I went to see the doctor every day, Monday through Friday, for weeks, really months. And but the other thing of that is, if it's not hard enough to have cancer, the really hard thing is then the insurance companies are constantly trying to cancel your coverage. And I more than once had stuff where I went in, I paid my deductibles, I did everything that I was supposed to do. And then, initially the insurance paid it, but then they took it back, and then they sent me bills, and then they tried to cancel my coverage. And I mean, it went on forever. And so there's this fear about what happens if they come back and say that I need this. I mean, that was invalid or something. And so I was scared to throw that stuff away. I really wanted to have all of the records, that just in case it came back even years later. And it's not that fear is completely invalid, but it was, I think, it does kind of go a little overboard. So I have health insurance stuff going back for 5 or 6 years, and it's just like the pamphlets, what's covered, what's not covered, procedures I had, all of those kinds of things. And let's see if this is the right one. Let me show you. I mean, I have dozens and dozens of hospital bracelets from every procedure under the sun, where they would give me these things. And I mean, it's just really incredible. And it's like, I can't afford to have this go wrong. So but you know what? This is year 5 since my last cancer treatment. And there will come a time, they've told me, where I'm going to have to do this all over again. We don't know when. So far, so good. And we're going to keep it that way as long as we can. But I'm going to get rid of this fear. And I'm going to get rid of these old insurance things that we have, and empty that out of my all of my records and stuff. And so it's kind of funny. I'm sitting here as I'm looking through this. It makes me kind of emotional, and it kind of scares me to throw some of this stuff away. But we're going to do it. We're going to get rid of this stuff, and we're going to move on. So this is, part of this stuff. I mean, it's about fear. And we're going to get rid of it. And even these hospital bracelets, and I got to say, even the hospital bracelets makes me feel really emotional to throw these away. I don't know why. I don't know why I felt like I needed to keep these to do this, but it's kind of scary. So I have that, but on a lesser note, I have an old Fitbit charger. I've told you about Fitbit running away from me, so there's no point having a charger because I can't charge it. Another little empty box, another little technology box that I found. An envelope of old travel receipts from who knows when, I don't even know. And there are a bunch of, another little empty box I found somewhere. And some old, a Costco thing from, who even knows, from, it doesn't have a date on here, but I haven't been a member of Costco in years. An expired gift certificate. The old dishwasher manual for the one that just went away. And, again, more old medical information stuff. Another medical information, another medical information, another medical information, and a couple of magazines. And they're all going in the trash. And I don't know. I mean, I know it's the right thing to do. I'm glad I'm doing it. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know what it is. I got to tell you, I'm feeling kind of emotional about doing this right now. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. You can see I have basically a whole file box full of stuff that has been sitting in my office going back at least 5 or 6 years. And it's going to go. So that's today's day of trash, day 29, wrapping up. And like I said, twofer. We got rid of an old dishwasher, which was a big deal. And we're getting rid of all of this old stuff from mainly old medical stuff from my office. And that is day 29 of 50 days of trash. We got 21 days left, 3 weeks left to get rid of trash. And we're going to get rid of a lot more trash. So hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Take care. Bye.